an affinity for Vladimir Putin in a way. No, you're not going to get away with calling me a liar. I know that's like the line you want to throw out.
You just did.
Lying.
You're lying.
Nobody's lying about anything. You can ask the countries who were involved in this.
I'm not going to let you get away with calling me a liar after I interrupted you in appropriated white culture. I'm waiting for the day that Scott...
So, Steven Crowder is actually hilarious with the appropriated white culture because she has blonde hair. That's funny. That is funny. I mean, you know, it's such a silly thing to say, but it's like it's a silly thing to say when black people say, "Oh, this white person has braids. They're appropriating our culture." It's like, come on. I didn't grow up like this. Anyway, not to get too far from the point. Steven Crowder is going to dismantle this CNN host who talks too much and thought she was going to get in Scott Jennings' way. See, these people are still woke, and they're still having the same old woke, tired arguments, and I can tell where this is going. So this has something to do with Putin being a Putin shill or whatever you want to call it. I already can tell where this is going. And Steven Crowder and Scott Jennings actually dismantles this woke tool. I mean, who looks annoying on CNN Live. Let's get into it.
Scott Jennings at CNN just unloads just like on everybody, like just quits. Yeah. In the most
when he has this
profanity-laced tirade that you've ever seen. I mean, he probably won't happen. He seems like a gentleman. But you know what? I will say the guy is fighting the good fight, and you can tell that he's just sort of tired of playing nice at CNN. He's just going to let his freak flag fly. So this Friday, obviously we talked about it, and I messed it up. You admonished me rightfully so.
We did.
I thought it was today. This Friday, President Trump is going to meet with Putin in Alaska. And, of course, the media is already trying to set up the narrative before it takes place.
I think Trump has made some mistakes already. Number one, in holding this meeting on American soil, legitimizing a pariah leader of a rogue state.
I don't see any national security professional, apolitical professional, who thinks this is going to turn out well on Friday.
I see a professional wrestler in the feeder league.
Putin's going to jam Trump.
Semi-pro.
100% he's going to jam Trump. And that becomes much, much easier when you don't have a plan yourself.
Now, make no mistake, that was the president of the United States capitulating to Russia in advance of
I don't understand why we cannot have a diplomatic discussion with Russia. I don't understand why people call Putin a pariah. No, I am not a paid shill for Russia, okay? I've been accused of that before, and I'm over here like, I got bills to pay, and nobody else is paying them but me. So I was to miss this check that everybody's supposed to get from. But it's just like, to me, it's diplomatic discussions. And I mean, when you learn of the Maidan coup and what we've done inside of Ukraine to even put Ukrainians in this position of a war that they didn't even want to be in, what else is there to do? Do we really mean till the last Ukrainian? Oh, wow.
Meeting with Putin. So today was kind of a big win for Russia.
Well, we're going to have a meeting with Vladimir Putin, and at the end of that meeting, probably in the first 2 minutes, I'll know exactly whether or not a deal can be made.
How will you know that?
Because that's what I do. I make deals.
He's like, do I have to tell you at this point? I mean, it's so much more fun having him as president together. I wondered if it would
We
be...
don't have to take it that far. Like, come on, man. Stop glazing. By the way, guys, if you guys like the video, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. By the way, I do think that part was a little funny. I do think it was a little funny. So they're going to do a bunch of talking. All right, yeah, because I just wanted to get straight kind of to the point here.
Right, and they want this to happen under the umbrella, right, the backdrop of, right, remember Russian collusion, which was also a lie? That's the narrative that led to this exchange with Scott Jennings just taking Tara Setmeyer to task on President Trump's record.
The president has solved like 7 conflicts this year. I'm willing to give him some latitude to talk to Vladimir Putin and break the deadlock.
She looks like Marilyn Monroe's.
Toward a place where the killing comes to an end, because I think that's what we should all be praying for.
He actually hasn't solved 7 conflicts. There's been a lot of talk about that.
Shut up, live in. He's literally got these guys in the White House where they're signing documents.
That's your natural haircut.
Acknowledge it. The man is solving peace.
India questioned about whether that was an actual
it happens on almost a weekly basis. Just acknowledge it. Just acknowledge it.
And I will also acknowledge that Donald Trump
Just real quick. She is insufferable. All right. I think we can all agree on the fact that she's just insufferable because she just is. I mean, I've seen her. I've seen her perform before. I already know. Okay. So you're not going to get me to defend her as a person. But this is why I don't like propagandists talking about serious things like geopolitical discussions that should be talked about in detail, because no, he did not solve 7 wars, okay? You can't just outright say that. It is becoming dangerous, especially considering the fact that we are this so-called superpower, right? And we have our hands literally everywhere across the world, but the American people don't know what's being done in their name, okay? So that should be taken seriously. But again, back to her, she is insufferable, so it is not her I'm defending. I'm defending the truth.
It seems to have an affinity for Vladimir Putin in a way. No, you're not going to get away with calling me a liar. I know that's like the line you like to throw out.
You just did.
Lying.
You're lying.
Nobody's lying about anything.
Sure you are.
You can ask the countries who were involved in this whether those conflicts were actually.
Abby Phillips is so done.
I know every time. Well, no, but every time she interrupts, it's basically like, Scott, you're making too good of a point. Please stop so they can continue lying.
I'm not going to let you get away with calling me a liar after I interrupted you in appropriated white culture. So here's, let me just give you, and references always available. Here's the reality check. I found 6, just to be clear. So there might be a 7th. Maybe you can let me know what I've missed, but let me walk you through it. First one, Armenia, and this is always hard. How do you... Azerbaijan, Armenia and Azerbaijan, just to be clear, brokered a peace deal. It was a nearly 4 decade long ethnic conflict. That's one.
For more than 35 years, Armenia and Azerbaijan have fought a bitter conflict that resulted in tremendous suffering for both nations. They suffered gravely for so many years. Many tried to find a resolution, including the European Union. The Russians worked very hard on it.
No. Sorry, it just takes too long. But I don't know the details about Azerbaijan, but you kind of understand. You know, people sign these deals, they call them peace, and it's not like, I mean, come on, Yasser Arafat and Yitzhak Rabin signed a, quote, peace deal back with Bill Clinton, and look at us today with Israel, Palestine. So are you, like, we cannot, again, keep doing this thing. He doesn't even know how to say Azerbaijan. So it's like, you're talking about things, you see a headline. I don't do headlines with anybody.
That'd be great if he's like, yeah, I remember. Yeah, he fell asleep during the summit.
Yeah. By the way, that was a dig at Putin, just so you know, while you talk about him butting up with him. So that's 1. 2, in July, Cambodia and Thailand. Yeah, that's a big one. There was a ceasefire that President Trump helped secure. There's a border dispute, and actually Cambodia nominated Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize. Let's go to number 3. In June, Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. That movie also sucked. There was a peace deal signed to remove the Rwandan troops from Congo and increased U.S. investment in Congolese mining sectors there.
No. We fund the militias in Congo that are persecuting the people. So, okay, this is not what this episode is supposed to be. If you guys want to see geopolitics, please look this stuff up and just, you know what I mean? Like, as a matter of fact, I'm going to keep it all the way real. When it comes to geopolitical talk, never go to a MAGA influencer or like a staunch, you know, I don't want to say a staunch patriot, but like a MAGA influencer. That's really what it is at the end of the day, because they're going to say, America's great. We did everything perfect. And And I'm not saying they hate America, but we need to talk about funding moderate rebels and how they're still causing terrorism around the world. We fund that. And the people don't know. So anyway, you know, it was good to watch the lady get shut down. You know, she was pretty insufferable. I mean, you know, she is singeing her roots to keep this blonde, her ends and everything. It's not worth it, honey. It's just really not. But anyway, guys, I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.